Welcome back. Another episode of First Thing First. I'm Chop.
I'm Dre.
And today we have the lovely owners of
SBK
Electrical.
SBK Electrical.
So if y'all don't mind, please introduce yourselves.
Ladies first.
And I'm Sarah. I'm in charge of our marketing and media. I'm Brock's wife with SBK Electrical.
I'm Brock Arndt, co-owner and master electrician for SBK Electrical.
Nice. So what does, real quick for the world, for the audience, tell them what SBK stands for.
So SBK stands for our kids. We have Stella, who's the oldest. That's why she got to lead it.
Gotcha.
And then Beckham and Kaya. So
Nice.
yep, that's where we kind of came up with the acronym and felt like it had a good ring to it, you know. So
And hopefully we don't have more kids because it's SBK. We're going to have to change the name.
SBK apostrophe.
Add a letter in there. And
yep, that would be awkward. Probably as awkward as the only tattoo that I have on my back. So I have one tattoo on my back. It's for my eldest daughter, Stella. We have two other kids. I've yet to got their no tattoos for them.
And that's messed up.
It's on the way.
I know.
It's on the way.
I
It's on the
know.
way.
At some
You
point.
gotta get an idea. You know what I mean?
It's been in progress for
Yes.
Anyway, that's a
Yeah.
bit of information there. Yeah, so we already got a little awkwardness. Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it.
Something,
I love it.
an idea pop up for you on that one. For sure. 100%.
So we're family owned. We named it after the kids.
I got you.
I
We know, but go ahead and tell people what exactly you guys do.
Yeah, so we perform commercial and residential electrical services. That could be in service, new construction. That's pretty much where we kind of make most of our business is, on the service side, helping people diagnose problems, whether it's in a commercial space or in a home, right? And then we also put some bids out there in the new construction and new commercial space. That's kind of where we started. And
We help a
we
lot
just
of
took it in.
people out here in Aledo, a lot of locals. We've had a lot of great support locally with our business. And Brock, one of his favorite things to do is custom lighting. So he does a lot of really specialty stuff that's really clean and nice. So he's the light guy for sure too.
Yeah, I would say a predominant amount of our business has come from service work in the Aledo area.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's kind of been for the past year or so. We've been kind of bread and butter,
Which is
helping
good.
customers in the Aledo neighborhoods.
Do you guys
Aledo
reside?
takes care of its own, that's for
No,
sure.
Absolutely. Do y'all reside here in Aledo?
Well, we're Park
Technically, yeah.
technically.
Right, right.
We're north of the freeway.
I know.
Well,
I
south
know.
of the freeway.
Yeah, we get that. We understand.
I call it all Aledo. People like,
It's
"No, let's
Aledo.
know."
It's not.
It's Aledo. It's Aledo.
No, actually, we're like a mile, maybe half a mile away from McCall.
Okay,
One
yeah.
of that elementary school,
Yeah.
kind of right off there with Ranch House
Yeah,
and stuff.
absolutely.
And we just bought there. It's a little bit bigger,
Absolutely.
area and stuff, and in parks and stuff. But we did look in parks.
Nice.
Beautiful
My
neighborhoods.
sister-in-law lives over there.
Yep, and then our
She's
my
real
brother
good about
over there.
promoting us on social media and stuff, so we get a lot of business in Parks.
I love it. I love it.
Good. So how did you guys start your business? We talked off camera a little bit about where you guys originally from. I'll let you elaborate on that. But how did you start electrical services?
Yeah, so I mean, just kind of got the itch last May to actually incorporate. Used to work for electrical contractors and construction firms, more in the project management and senior project management space, which is where I've got a lot of my construction background.
Right.
Running large scale projects, projects anywhere from $50,000 to $50 million.
Correct.
Not just in the electrical space, but then when I was going to high school and out of college, all I did was electrical work. My dad owned a construction company, and we had a division that self-ran electrical and plumbing. And so I was running the electrical side, grew up in that, so that's where all my experience comes from. I would say a lot more of passion.
Right.
A lot of plumbing experience. I just hate plumbing.
Yeah. It's a
He
shitty
loves
job.
electrical.
Well, I was
yeah.
gonna say, if I could say a little bad word on him, like, I don't like dealing with that kind of shit,
Exactly.
So I'd say more of the passion lied with the electrical side, which is where I kind of focused all my efforts on, and then kind of grew from there into doing more commercial work,
Right.
and manage that, like I said, on the project management side and the construction executive side. I just say the passion is just in the electrical side, and we decided, hey, if other people, especially in Aledo, is a pretty entrepreneurial town.
Correct.
There's a lot of business
Support
owners
small
out here,
business.
and there's support for it. Being in Texas as opposed to California, like we said, is a lot more business friendly environment. So I think we just kind of looked at each other like, hey, let's give it a go and let's see what happens, and see if we can help people, right?
Absolutely. So
I mean, I'd say it is that there's the two facets, right? It's about making money, right?
Correct.
But then it's also about helping people, right? So if you can merge those two, and provide just an overall good quality of service, I think that's what we thought. Hey, maybe there's a need for that.
And the way you speaking about it, I can tell you got a lot of love for what you do. You know what I mean? So he's very, very confident about your work, very confident. Everything flows the right way. So that is a big thing. That's a big thing, especially here in Aledo. Like they love to take, like y'all said, they love to take care of each other. So again, your name is most definitely gonna be very, very, very big when it comes to you trying to do something in the town of Aledo. You know what I mean? So go Bearcats.
Have y'all been to a high school game yet?
We have.
Yeah.
We love it. I actually taught at the high school for a short period of time, and then I was still full-time stay-at-home mom now because that takes up most of my time. But I taught high school AP Bio and science for a long time, and I loved it. And I loved everything about it. I loved the school spirit. So we still very much enjoy going to the games. It's tough with our 18-month-old. We're hoping this fall we can do it again because we love it. And he played, I think we talked about this, college football, high school football. We went to rival high schools. So to us, being in a town where football is important is huge for us.
It's very important.
We love it. We love it. Everyone's like, oh, why'd you move to... We absolutely moved here because we love football. We love the school community, and we love that it's got great schools. So.
Y'all hear that? Y'all love football. Move to Aledo. Come on down. Come on
back
down.
when we first moved here.
Entrepreneurship and football.
Yeah, there you go. Right,
Right there.
It's good for small business. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was funny. We were able to get season tickets the first year we moved here.
Really?
Right, and we had 4 of them, and you know they were higher up, but they were still in the ones at the backs. You know, and we actually enjoyed that. But at that point, Beckham was like that 18-month, 2 years, so he wanted to walk around all the bleachers and stuff. So the following year, we're like, hey, you know, we'll wait till he gets at least a year older. We actually let him go. And I just contacted the district last week and was like, hey, I'd like to get back on the waiting list because now there's a waiting list. You can't even get in, you know? So now, obviously, the community's growing, right? The drive, I think, for people to want to be here, you know, be a part of that is grown, you know, exponentially. So, you know,
They've built a great community here in Aledo. So speaking of Aledo, how would you guys say Aledo has supported you guys' business so far?
So I think just the Aledo mom group is strong for sure. I think the moms knowing that we're doing quality work, we're trustworthy electrical contractors, like everybody locally is just constantly like, hey, call SBK, call SBK, they're gonna help you, they're quality, they know what they're doing. I think a big thing for us, a driving factor was we wanted to bring, it's hard when you call an electrician, there's a lot of guys who maybe aren't licensed or things like that, and with electrical work, you know, you want somebody you can trust, that you know that they're going to take care of you, your house isn't going to catch on fire, you know, we're going to, and he's real type A in the best kind of way. Brock's very good at what he does, and he's the guy who's going to go to your house and make sure that it's done correctly. So I think there's a trust there in the community where we get constant tags on Facebook and stuff like, hey, call SBK. So just the community trusting, but I think what's been cool for us that we've been able to do is give back, because then we've been able to, hey, you know, what comes in, we can also give back to the schools, you know, back to McCall, back to Annetta, you know, and
baseball,
give back to
football,
all that stuff, the football. So we're looking at doing the Bearcat backers this year, but we've done a lot with PTO and things like that, donating items to the raffles and stuff, and we just think that's really cool.
Absolutely.
Comes in and we can give it right back.
And that's
so
what we do the same thing. I love it.
It's good.
I love it.
Yeah,
and you know right where it goes.
Invest in, like, my daughter, she's in the Aledo Ballet Academy.
Yeah.
You know, and so she's doing that.
It's right here.
Like,
yeah, okay, I was gonna say right,
It's
back here, right?
amazing.
Yeah.
Ballet
And,
Academy.
So it allows us to, you know, offer sponsorships for their, you know, because they usually do like two shows a year, and so we can sponsor them and their programs and stuff. So, but yeah, the Aledo community has been huge. You know, I mean, a predominant amount of our service work is in Aledo, the parks. You know,
absolutely.
Great.
Gotta love it. All right, check this, y'all. We're gonna take a quick little break, get some little wah-wah, something, do what we do. You know how it is. I'm Chop.
Drake.
First thing first, we be back.
All right.
Boom, we back. Y'all know what it is. Chop. First thing first. Chop.
Drake.
Sarah.
Brock.
And we back. SBK
We back.
Electrical.
So yeah, we talked a lot about the business. Let's get to know you a little bit. Y'all talked earlier about being from California. Do y'all want to specify how y'all grew up, the rival high schools, and how y'all met? You know, just let the people know something about y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. Grew up in Southern California, about 30 miles north of LA. Grew up there for 33 years. Yeah. And once COVID hit, lockdowns came in, you know, and we had my small daughter. She was getting ready to start kindergarten. And then we had my son, and he went to that at-home preschool, right? but they closed a lot of stuff down, you know, obviously, and they were going to make her start online for kindergarten, and we thought that was absolutely ridiculous, and I think that prompted us to finally move. We looked at Plano, we looked at some other areas back in 2013, you know, in 2017, and then I think that was finally the kick that was like, you know, see what else is out there. Yeah.
We wanted a community that was, our community in Santa Clarita was always very family line, family values, good schools, and so when we came to Aledo, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, oh,
We're back at home.
Yeah, it was like our hometown 20 years ago. So our hometown has, so I went to Saugus High School and he went to Hart High School and played football, which is funny because I actually cheered for his football game. I didn't even know him at the time, which is funny. We had all these mutual friends and we met post-college. So I guess it was just kind of meant to be. So
Brad, so I see the little smile. So that's still love. That's still love.
We got engaged quick and we've been married 13 years this year. Lucky 13.
13.
Yeah.
Because I was just about to ask that because that's still love right there.
Absolutely.
I've been married a year and boy, I love you, babe. But it's tough. Being married is tough.
You got divorced like 4 times driving over here.
Just over here. You speak first. No, you speak. No, you sure?
Oh no, this was just dropping the kids off. You know, we had to drop off the play space. You know, that was. No, but that's just play, But no, 13 years. You know, it's a long time.
We've been through a lot.
We've known each other 14 and a half years. So we got engaged really quick, got married quick. But yeah, I mean, you know, we had a few years to ourselves, and then we had Stella, and then she's 9 now. She'll be 10 in October, and then our son is 5. So there's a good age gap between them. And then Kaya, she's 18 months, so a little bit closer on the last 2, you know, but still a pretty good age gap between all 3 kids, you know, which is kind of cool. I was a family of 6, right, but four kids, you know, and I was the second eldest. But my parents always told me, because we were like 18 months on the first 2 and then 2 years, so we were really close, you know. My parents were saying, hey, going through high school, it was done in 8 years. You know, you had 4 kids, but it was done in 8 years, and they said, you know, they wish they had a 5th because it went so fast, you know. And you think about that back then, you're like, no, I'm just trying to grow up and do my own thing, you know. But like now being on the parent side, it does go fast. Now look at my 9-year-old, you know, and then pictures of her when she's 5 and 3, and it's
fast.
It's crazy.
So you said Stella.
Yeah.
October what?
October 27th.
Okay, I got my young boy Mace is October 13th.
Oh.
And he'll be 10.
My dad's birthday was October 14th.
So we right there, right there. So that's pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We named Kai after, we go to Hawaii every year, so we love Maui, the island of Maui. That's where we got engaged. So we go there. We have a dog named Maui. We have a black lab.
Maui.
Yeah, and his name's Maui, which is real fun. Yeah.
It is.
So
you know, the thing I think most married couples can relate to is there's always like a couple things that you buy that probably were ill-advised or family ill-advised you of it.
Yeah.
When we got engaged, we bought a timeshare. First time to Maui, we bought a timeshare, and you know, our family was like, "Oh, you got scammed and all this stuff." And you know, looking back on that, that's been 14 years, and like,
wow,
you know, yeah, it was expensive and everything and stuff, but it's been a blessing. We get to travel for, you know, because we have points and stuff, and the way that we can work that program out, it allows us to take family vacations at a reduced cost because we kind of paid for that up front.
Right.
You know, so yes, not a great financial, you know, decision for the financial advisors out there. Apologies, but yeah, we do use it.
But it was the memories, man. That's what it's about. So
yeah, we did me and my wife did our honeymoon there. So.
What part of the island?
Yeah. We did Maui, and then we did what was the other one?
Oahu. Did you go to Honolulu?
No. It was one. It was one, and I'm sorry, babe, that I don't remember, but
was it Kauai?
You were having so much fun.
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Did you go to Princeville or on the South Shore?
Now she got to answer that. you know, sometimes you answer them good, but the wife she gotta let you know exactly what we were. I love Maui, but Kauai wasn't.
It's too quiet. It's quiet.
No offense, it was like elderly, like oh my god,
very quiet. Maui's very like
Maui was
active.
Maui was the itch.
Yes.
Now Maui was it.
Nothing beats the beaches there.
Correct. No, that was it. And then I don't even like the water or the beaches, but I stayed under the umbrella and just watched my wife do her. Yeah, and watch my wife do her thing. Yeah, cause you know I don't need no more sun.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's a nice tan. Hold
Blind
on,
people, if I don't get out there, man.
That's a nice. I got a nice tan.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
got
got
some
a
good color, man. Me, you know, we try.
Yeah,
on the
the
line.
color
Like,
wheel.
he's always saying,
With
it's
the color
annoying,
wheel.
man.
That's that California in you. That's it. The Cali. Playing football. What position you play football?
I played defensive end
The end?
and receiver. Yeah.
Receive. I play
I look at
receiver.
this side. I can tell. It was one of the two. I can tell you by your height.
Oh, I've dropped at least probably 30 pounds since college. You know, I mean, you don't,
Yeah.
you don't
Oh,
want to,
yeah.
you don't want to carry all that stuff for the
Yeah.
most part. If you do, you want to lean it out. you
Right.
know, but yeah, I played defensive end. It was D3, you know, so not D1 or D2 or D1 AA. We did play,
Arkansas Tech Division II as well.
Okay. We played. There was Trinity. That's down in San Antonio. That's a Division III college. Just Mary Hardin. I
think I know what you're
Simons.
talking
I think that's down
I'm about to say,
close
I'm
to
not-
Temple. The littler schools, right? And
Yeah, got you.
but yeah, no, I had a blast in that. Didn't really, I did it for the first 2 years, so freshman and sophomore year. Thought about transferring and walking on. There was San Diego State and there was Oregon. I'm a huge Ducks fan. So I was like,
That's
hey, I'm
what
going to
we
try
did.
and walk on there,
He
you
loves
know.
Ducks.
And but at this point, they didn't have any NIL, and your transfership,
yeah.
you had to sit out a minimum year to
Yes.
go up a division.
Yes, most definitely.
And I'm like, man, I don't want to put my education behind a year. But looking back on that, it was just me trying to grow up too quick, you know. So, but nonetheless, enjoyed it. Yeah, had a lot of fun.
Enjoy college. College is a fun time. College
Yeah.
is a fun time. One of the best times I had for sure
Oh, yeah.
in my life. Like,
Is it too fun sometimes, you know? But
It happens. Hey, you live and learn. Like you said, you try to grow up too fast. It happens. Did
all
y'all go to
about
school
those life
together?
experiences, you know.
We did not. We met right after college. He actually worked for the family. We had like he was saying, you had the family business, which was, I think that's why Brock just reverted back to doing the family business. We know how to run a business. He's so good at it. It just doesn't make sense to not be your own boss when
Right.
you have that kind of experience. So he's actually got a lot of stories back from when we were in LA, because he actually used to work in a lot of the celebrity style homes and stuff. So Brock used to work in like Beverly Hills and Malibu and stuff, and he did a lot of like the big mansion. That's why he likes that custom lighting stuff. He loves all that custom stuff and those cool finished projects. That's the fun stuff for him. We used to talk about, I don't know, he's got stories for days with the different houses he worked in and different
Well, I
things
want to
he
know
did,
this.
so-
I want to know this. I want to know which project was most fun and the most popular one for you.
Yeah, I'd say on the residential side, there was a house. I keep calling it the Bieber house. Okay.
We call it the Biebs
because Justin Bieber and Haley had both walked it probably 4 or 5 times. You know,
Okay.
Jason Statham had been there, right?
Okay,
Too.
yeah.
He was looking, but it was a big custom home. They took the old home, demolished the whole thing, right? And they built this new home that had, it was like 8,000 square feet. You know, underground parking garage. And this didn't even include the pool yet. They didn't even build the pool. But anyways, they basically bought the land, right? Completely revamped the whole thing. And yeah, the packages, the lighting packages that were going in there, just the electrical service that was going in there. I mean, we're talking 600 amp stand-up service panels, you know, and bunch of, I mean, and all the whole patio had Infratech heaters, you know, so the electric radiant needs and stuff, and they're all on a thermostat, and whole lighting packages, which are panels that look like electrical panels, but they control the custom lighting in the house, you know, so you can press a button, it turns on half an area, or turns off half an area, or you can do it at certain hours, you know, and stuff like that. So just the customization with some of these homes is amazing, and then you get to see people, and you're like, oh, it's Justin Bieber, that's Haley Bieber.
But it was cool. It was funny because when Jason, he goes, dude, Jason Statham is here. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And he goes, yeah, it was real embarrassing because he was trying to pretend like he wasn't looking, and so he leaned over the ladder trying to just like, and he totally made eye contact, and it was one of those awkward moments. Like Brock's like, oh man, he totally knew I was looking at him, but it was funny, but it was fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
You see him, you recognize him. You
Yeah.
have to, like, you know.
It's fun. What was probably the coolest house? Like, what's her name? I'm trying to remember. There was a lady you said was one of the coolest, and she met you at the house. What is her name? It's
have
gonna
no
the
idea.
actress.
They won Halle Berry, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Halle
The
Berry.
lady who does
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. What is her name?
What is her name?
Friday the 13th?
Well, she's done those, and she also did the Freaky Friday.
Yes,
I
Freaky
forget her
Friday.
name.
What is her name?
I got her in my head. I know exactly what you're talking
I'm not good with
We're not
actors.
doing her well
No, we're
right
not.
now.
I know.
How do we forget?
I gotta go look that
She's
up.
good friends with Kyle Richards. What is her name?
We
She
know.
is like honestly, because most of the time if you're doing service work, right?
Can I get some feedback
That's
from
gonna
my
drive me
PR?
crazy. Yeah, somebody find that name.
Can I get some feedback
Yeah,
from
come
my
on.
PR?
She
Come
was
on,
the mom, exactly.
Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan. What was her
But-
name? Anyway,
When you're doing a lot of service work for people, you know, you're the contractor, right? So like most of the time they're like, hey, don't break anything, don't make a mess in my house, you
Right.
know. Most people are just like, just do what I've hired you to do, and they don't give.
yeah.
and they don't give you
What's
much.
the name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie
that's
Lee Curtis.
terrible.
Wow.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah.
Jamie Lee
not
Curtis.
know
Hey,
that.
sorry.
I
Jamie.
think
She
her house
was-
burned in the Malibu fires.
Yeah.
I believe. But
Wow.
anyways, got to work inside of her house, and most of the time when you work for celebrities, you're working with an assistant, right? You don't ever talk to the person, and they're working with the assistant. They have a budget set up, and they have the credit card, and they pay you, right?
Uh-huh.
She was one of the few celebrities that was there at the house. She approved all the work. She talked to me, like, she had nobody in the middle, and I asked her that. I'm like, hey, you know, like, you don't have an assistant for handling this stuff, and we weren't doing anything crazy. We were changing out some lights, changing out some of the appliances in our house, you know, and stuff like that. And she's like, no, I like to handle it all, and just like very sincere, great person. We don't see eye to eye, you know, on certain things, but as far as her kindness, like being in the position, I mean, she's obviously, we all know who she is.
Right.
Like, she's, you know, an actress that's been in the industry forever, you know, well known, and just couldn't have been more kind.
Right.
You know,
She
and that's
gives back
Jamie
a
Lee
lot, too.
Curtis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie.
Can't
Sorry,
believe I couldn't
Jamie Lee
remember her name. I'm
Curtis,
so
if you ever
sorry.
see this
Yeah,
podcast, we're
I'm
sorry,
so
man.
embarrassed now.
She
but
gives
yeah.
back a lot, so which is cool. Children's Hospital.
yeah, just
things
to-
like that. But anyway,
You know, wasn't really trying to, you know, breathe down your back, watch everything that you're doing. It was just kind of, you know, just develop that trust, and you brought the problems up to her. Hey, this is what we see, and she's like, hey, that looks good. Just do a good job, you know. And like I said, most time it's all through assistance.
Right.
Not her.
so that was,
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, man. So
It was
you,
fun.
like I said, man, you can tell you love doing what you do, and you get blessings like that. You get to meet people that a lot of people want to see them, a lot of people want to meet, but you're doing it as you're working, and you're having fun doing it. You enjoy doing it. So, question: how long have you been doing it? Not owning your own business, but how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing electrical work probably since I was 12 years old.
12?
12 years old.
Well,
My
yeah.
dad owned a business, you know, so if we
Let me
wanted
stop you right there.
Yeah.
12 years old.
Yeah.
He's not finna mess up nothing in your house.
No, straight up.
He ain't about to mess up nothing.
he knows.
He ain't about to mess up nothing in your house.
You just shock yourself more
Now go
times
ahead,
than-
go
Yeah,
ahead, bro. Go
He's
ahead.
usually the guy who comes in and fixes
What's
previous
been messed up.
messes, honestly.
Correct, correct.
Actually, we had a crazy situation. We won't name names. But we had a house situation where he went in, and the guy had young kids, you know, and brought him for diagnosis, and found it was a new build, and you found electrical fire up in his attic, right? Is what happened, or something? You said it was about to catch fire or something. Who was that? Remember? Do you remember this house?
Nope.
Oh, anyway, he finds stuff like this all the time where he's like, hey, just to let you know. And the guy was
Gotta
super
love it.
grateful, which was
Yeah.
good because that's like
I know
scary,
you're talking
you know?
about, but yeah, that was an older home. It wasn't even.
Oh, it was older? Okay. But yeah, no, you
it
found
was by
it.
TCU.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I probably need to have you come check out, boy, just to make sure. Just to make sure.
But that
What?
stuff's, you know,
But
that stuff's
12,
cool.
being 12, I mean, doing this since 12 years old,
Yeah.
you
He's-
should know everything about everything. You should be able to look at that light bulb and tell me, like, Chop, you got 3 more months.
I wish it was that easy. The electrical side of things, you know, you'll know our world in the past, decade, maybe decade and a half, right, has been moving to more electrical, right, not less, right? So it's more demand, right, more usage, you know, and so with that comes innovation, right, research and development. And so it's a constantly evolving field, you know, and so with that comes changing codes. You know, I'll tell you, the code book, we go by the NEC, it stands for the National Electric Code. And, you know, there's guys that I think the last time they may have picked up a code book was probably 2014, you know, and they don't check it for 17, 20, 23,
Right.
you know, and so, and then the cities can be behind that too. But yeah, so it does make it odd when you try to go in and you're like, hey, we're going to wire this thing and install everything up to 2023 code, you know, but your cost may be twice as expensive as the last person that was in there, and they're just wiring it up to meet like a 2014. That
Right.
does create some problems because it's a changing, you know, it's a changing environment, a lot of changing codes. Some people are against the NEC because they feel like it's just like an insurance agent just trying to rack up prices,
Correct.
you know, and get more money and stuff. And there's a happy medium there, you know, about doing what's safe and doing what's right, you know. But,
I think as a business, we've had to come to terms with, we're like, okay, what do we want to stand by and what do we represent? And for us, it's like, if you're looking for that person who's going to do it by code, who's going to do it right, that's what we're going to do. And that's okay if we lose that job, because we're going to do whatever we know is going to keep you guys safe and has our name behind it. You know what I mean? So we've been running into a little bit of that, but for us, it's like, that's okay. You know, for us, it's important. We're not going to shortcut something just to save a buck, if that makes sense. We're going to be fair and reasonable, but still do things by code. So, which we ran into. He did docks. That was crazy. He's done a couple docks, like the electrical for the docks in Granbury and stuff. So that was
Yeah, that was
wild. that was just a fun new project that he did recently, and that's its own beast in and of itself. Electrical and water, and we're definitely not shortcutting. If everyone family's swimming in the water near the dog and stuff, we're not, gonna shortcut on any of that.
No, and being in California, right, which is like 12 till 33, most of my experience has been out there, but like a lot of the lakes and a lot of the beaches, they're all owned by the government, right? So you don't get a ton of docks. Like people just don't go build docks out there because they can't. It's not their property.
Right.
We're out here, you own it up to the water, right? You can build the heck you want, as long as the river, like down in Granbury, the Bravos River Authority has jurisdiction, not the city of Granbury, not the county, it's the Bravos River Authority. So working through that's been definitely, it's been fun, it's been challenging, like kind of trying to find the dynamics of what they're trying to enforce, what the code wants, and how do we meet that together to make it safe, because electricity and water, everybody says they don't like each other. No, they like each other too well.
Right.
What do you mean by that?
It's a great conductor.
All right, so look, y'all, we're going to take a small break and we're going to come at closing points with SBK Electrical.
Yes.
Aggression from niggas that never been aggressive. Work with that cap and I got that drum, I had to up that pressure. OG cushion my lungs, I only.
Yo, we back. I got you again. We back. Y'all know what it is. First thing first, I'm Chop.
I'm Dre.
Sarah and Brock.
I like that. So look, a few little closing points. We will close out with my beautiful people here, letting y'all know exactly where they're located at. IG handle, Facebook handle. Whatever they need to give to y'all for communication, let's lock in and get it in. So if y'all don't mind, please share.
So that's on you.
So we're located right here in Willow Park, so easy for us to get you a free quote if you need one on any of the work you need done for electrical. Easy peasy, we have a Facebook page if you guys want to check it out and check out our work, our reels, all of that stuff is just SBK Electrical. Instagram and Facebook, and our website is just sbkelectrical.com. It'll pop right up for you, so we'd love to help you.
I love it. Well, y'all heard it here. First thing first. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yes,
thank you. Love having this was
We appreciate
it was a beautiful, nice conversation.
It was real fun.
I love it.
We're gonna see each other again. This is fun.
We will most definitely. But
y'all
again,
family now.
Thanks for having us.
Again, y'all heard it. If y'all need some work done, holla at my people, SBK. I'ma holla at them because I think I need some work done on my little island at home. But other than that, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in again. Y'all know what it is. First thing first, I'm Chop.
I'm Drake.
SBK. Let's go. That was vicious. Chop, Dre, SBK. That was it.
This was fun.
That was it, bro.
We had a good time.
That was it.